Good afternoon. An unexploded device has been found near a platform in the North Sea. The device, similar to a depth charge, is close to the Ninian Central Platform east of Shetland. It was discovered during a pipeline inspection. Specialists say it doesn't pose a hazard unless something comes into contact with it. Operator CNR have so far made no comment. Hurricane Irma has left a trail of damage and destruction across Florida as the giant storm battled ashore overnight and into the early hours. Scots tourists in Hollywood resorts on the US state's Gulf Coast are among those forced to take shelter from 130-mile-an-hour winds with torrential rain and storm surge floods. In Orlando, tourists were told to stay indoors as the hurricane blasted through and the city remained under curfew.
We were hit pretty directly by Hurricane Irma at around 2 a.m. this morning. We propped mattresses up against our windows to stop the glass blowing in. Many of our neighbours around here boarded up their windows. This morning, having a look around as it gets light, you can see fences knocked down, trees pulled down by the wind, but it's not been quite as bad as expected. And thankfully, unlike millions of other Floridians here, we still have electricity. We are, however, under curfew until around 6 p.m. this evening as emergency services try and assess the scale of the damage and begin the clean-up.
Now, 20 years ago today, Scotland voted overwhelmingly in favour of devolution. In a speech in Edinburgh today, the First Minister has warned the Scottish Parliament's powers are under threat after Brexit, and she is calling for a new cross-party consensus to protect them. But the Tories say she is scaremongering.
On the very day that we celebrate that anniversary, the EU withdrawal bill going through the House of Commons turns the founding principle of the Scottish Parliament on its head. The Scotland Act said that everything was automatically devolved unless it was explicitly reserved. The EU withdrawal bill does the opposite. It takes returning powers from the European Union in devolved areas and automatically re-reserves them to Westminster.
And finally, hopes that a baby panda could be born at Edinburgh Zoo have been dashed for the 6th year in a row. Excitement was building that giant panda Tian Tian could finally give birth to cubs this year, but the zoo announced today that the breeding cycle is over for another year and she is no longer showing signs of pregnancy. Now here's Alex Hill with a look at the weather forecast.
STV Weather, sponsored by Thompson.
Good afternoon. Well, it's that heady mixture again of sunshine and showers. Some rather more persistent rain though for a time up to the far north there, up across the Northern Isles in particular. Elsewhere there's some bright spells with plenty of brisk showers and a bit blustery around the coasts. The rest of today and tonight, pretty much the same. Gradually you'll find the heavier rain dying away from the Northern Isles, but it's a slow process. Plenty of showers will still be pummeled in across the country with that brisk northwesterly wind. To the south, though, things tending to become a bit clearer. Lowest temperatures, 8s, 9s and 10s, and the winds very slowly dying down. Quick look at Tuesday, best of the sun in the south, most of the showers in the north and west.
STV Weather, sponsored by Thompson.
Well, that's it for this lunchtime. The STV News at 6 will have a full roundup of the day's news and sport. Join us then if you can. Have a very good afternoon. Bye-bye.